Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite sequels to a game I've ever played. It delivers on adding to the already great story that we've been following and now tells the story of two Spider-Man struggling to find themselves while trying to save the city from a group of hunters. Both Spider-Man have issues like Peter, who can't hold a job and needs to pay the bills on Aunt May's old house, or you have Miles, who's a kid that needs to write an essay to get accepted into college, but he procrastinates because he doesn't know how to express himself without being Spider-Man. I also like how the game picks up from the first game's cliffhanger by introducing Harry back into Peter's life. This is so great to see Harry and Peter reconnect like the time has never passed by. I also like how the game introduces new villains like Kraven, who is a hunter looking for the ultimate challenge. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to like Kraven, but Insomniac makes Kraven this badass hunter I always love seeing on screen. I also liked learning more about his motivations to hunt and why he needed to find the ultimate rival. After playing this game, I wouldn't mind Sony doing a Kraven movie if they can replicate what Insomniac has done with the character. The game also does such a great job with developing its new and existing characters. I loved watching Miles grow in this game especially, and I think Insomniac does a great job at telling another great story. I could go deeper into the story and talk about more things I liked, but I want to avoid spoilers in this video, so like the video if you want to see a separate video on that topic. The game also delivers on great gameplay and is an improvement to the addictive and fluid gameplay that we've seen before. Spider-Man 2 introduces being able to play as two Spider-Man by swapping between Peter or Miles whenever you're roaming the city. While roaming the city, you will have a new and improved way to move around by using the new wingsuit. This ability adds even more freedom to being Spider-Man and is a great way to get around the expanded city of New York. This is an ability I didn't even know I needed until I finally got my hands on it. I also like how they have the added ability to launch yourself off of buildings by visiting points of interest called super slingshots. The game also improves its movement by introducing new abilities that you can unlock in the skill tree. Insomniac also does an amazing job at making you feel immersed in the city because now the city always feels busy and filled with people. While roaming the city, open world missions make a return and I feel are improved upon. I still love doing these missions and I love swinging around the city as Spider-Man. This time you have a wide variety of new missions like Marco's Memories, Prowler Stashes, Hunter Blinds, and many more. I really liked completing the Prowler Stashes because the game has you search for a way into the Prowler Stash and has you use the haptic feedback on the controller triggers to open the secret entrance. I thought this was a very cool way to use the haptics, and Insomniac also does a great job at utilizing the haptics while swinging around the city. Each mission that you complete rewards tech parts or hero tokens that can upgrade your suit's tech, your upgrades, or you can use them to unlock new suits. Each part of the map is also split up into districts where now you can unlock rewards by completing activities in that district. Exploring as Spider-Man has simply never felt better. I really enjoyed my time completing various missions and unlocking new upgrades and new suits. Combat is also improved upon and still my favorite aspect of being Spider-Man. This time we have a wide variety of new abilities both for Peter and Miles. Miles can use his awesome Venom abilities, and Peter will have an upgraded suit with the Iron Spider arms to help him fight against his foes. I really like the way that they incorporated these abilities into the combat system by holding L1 and then pressing X, circle, triangle, or square to use an ability. Each ability has its own useful way of using them, and I personally loved using Peter's abilities like Spider Rush and Spider Whiplash. Spider Rush propels yourself forward, damaging enemies caught in its path, and Spider Whiplash will lift enemies up into the air. Miles also has similar abilities like Venom Dash and Venom Jump. One of my favorite abilities to use was Miles' Venom Smash that stuns enemies and will send them flying. Both Peter and Miles will have access to even more abilities later in the game, and you can mix and swap to different abilities to your liking. The game also introduces parrying, which I really liked. If an enemy's head glows yellow, it meant that I could parry it or avoid the attack by jumping. Hitting a parry is very satisfying, but I found it to be quite challenging because you're constantly either parrying, dodging, or jumping to avoid enemy attacks. I found it sometimes to be difficult to react to each action, but overall, I enjoyed having the option to parry instead of just constantly jumping all the time. When I wasn't fighting enemies up front, I would detain my enemies stealthily by sneaking around and using the new webline ability. This ability allows you to attach webs to walls, letting you walk on your webs. You can also attach web lines to each other to build a giant web to walk across to subdue your foes. I absolutely had a blast using this ability, and I felt it was a great improvement to the stealth gameplay. Anytime I had the option to encounter an enemy quietly, I always looked forward to using this ability. Gadgets are also back, and you'll have 4 gadgets to use in total. I really enjoyed using gadgets in this game because they always felt efficient. I loved using the first 2 gadgets, Upshot and Web Grabber. Upshot will send enemies flying into the air, and Web Grabber will pull multiple enemies towards it. I loved comboing these gadgets by using Web Grabber and Upshot to control the area of my enemies. This is so much fun to use, especially when I was surrounded. The upgrades to the gadgets are also very good by giving you an extra gadget shot or improving the capabilities of the gadget itself. On top of these great new improvements, Spider-Man 2 also has 3 skill trees, one for Peter, Miles, and a shared skill tree. The shared skill tree is actually very cool because it allows both Peter and Miles to improve their core abilities to swing, parry, and fight. You also have the new Suit Tech tab that will allow you to upgrade your health, damage, focus, and traversal. The game gives you so much to do and has a variety of ways to improve your character. I always stayed busy when I was playing Spider-Man 2, and I love the way it improves its combat by adding new abilities and a parrying system that gives combat a new challenge that I really love. Overall, I think Spider-Man 2 is an excellent sequel to its predecessors, and it does a great job at improving and adding to the already great foundation the originals built. Anyways guys, that's it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Let me know down in the comments below, have you played Spider-Man 2 yet? I would love to hear from you guys. Subscribe for more gaming commentaries like this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.